Welcome to The Art of Being Unstoppable, the podcast where women from every walk of life come together to break barriers, embrace their power, and live life on their own terms. I'm your host, Vicki McDougall, and each week we explore inspiring stories, actionable strategies, and empowering conversations to help you step into your confidence, amplify your voice, and create a life without limits. No matter where you are on your journey, this is your space to grow, thrive, and become unstoppable. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of The Art of Being Unstoppable. And I am so thrilled and excited to have this beautiful soul with me today. Christina Cicci and I have known each other for about 4 years, I would think. Maybe, four, maybe a little bit more than 4 years. And we initially met working with Tina Brigley, and she was my coach. And I believe, was she your coach at one time too, Christina?
I did what was that group that she was a part of?
With HPC originally. So Tina and you worked with Tina through HPC, and then you and I started getting to know each other, and we started working with Tina at Tina Brigley Coaching, and we really connected well because we worked together. You and I kind of worked together a lot, and we connected, and we're so different. We're from such different backgrounds, such different beings, but we really connected well. And, I think that it kind of brings me to the point of everything happens for a reason in our lives. Like we're all, this journey that we're brought on. Sometimes we don't know where we're going as clearly as we would hope that we would know, but people that we meet along the way, and they're like little gold nuggets, I believe. Like I believe that we're the connection that we get to have with people, if we can really focus on, even if it's for a short time, they've been brought to us for a reason. And I'm so blessed that you've been in my life, not only as a friend, as a coworker, but you're the most beautiful painter, and you painted a beautiful painting for me for my home, which is still in my home because my center's not complete yet. But I mean, I get more compliments on it in the house too. So it's just, and I don't know if I even want to bring it out there because it's so pretty. But anyway, enough of me talking and jabbering. But I do want to just say, Christina is such a bright light in my life. She's taught me so much along the way, and your life has shifted so much in the last few years as well. So I just want to kind of talk a little bit about your story and where you've come from and your road to being unstoppable, because you're just this, you're definitely an unstoppable force. So welcome, Christina, and thanks for being here.
I said I'm like the expert reinventor of life in this lifetime. I think that's my purpose, is to reinvent myself. And actually that's kind of the premise of a book. I never actually had a book in mind. I don't consider myself a writer, but I'm an author at this point. And it's really allowed to bring something forth that I couldn't see within myself. And it is this just moving. That's really the big theme of it, is just making a move. So I bring in what's called the shitty painting practice, and you create a shitty painting and allowing yourself to do that.
That's
and
hard.
It's kind of, yes, it is.
Right?
It is. And I have some exercises in there to kind of get you to just do it. And it's just a movement, even if it's a micro movement and it doesn't mean anything, you're just moving. And I find that, and I've called it the pause. And, these women, we're all in midlife right now. And not only is our body going through the menopause, but there's so many other transitions happening. And whether it's in a career or in a relationships, or, you have kids that are leaving the home, and you find yourself in this place of what now? And I call it the pause, because it's not the pause where you're relaxed and comfortable and, you're just taking a breath. That's a part of it, but it's scary. And it's like uncertain, like, where do I go now?
Mhm.
And I know I found myself in this place so many times, and it's not comfortable. And it's not like I want to stay here and I want to do anything to get out of it.
Yeah.
But it's really accepting it for what it is and just moving, not trying to make anything happen. And that's where I have been. And I know you know this story a little bit. I owned a restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that was my dream. That
Yeah.
was my dream. I finally realized what my dream was after living in this place of everybody else's dreams.
Yeah.
I never allowed myself to have my own dreams
Mhm. Much
and
like
my
most
own
women,
desires.
honestly. I
As,
mean,
yeah,
many, I
exactly.
shouldn't say most, I hate to put everybody into one container, but a lot of women. And it doesn't matter where you're at in your life either. It doesn't have to be midlife. It could be, we're teaching well, in this society, it's like you're 18. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? You got to decide. You got to go to college. You got to go to university. What are you going to do with
That's
the rest of
right.
your life? I don't know. I don't know. It's no different when you're 40, you're 50, you're 60. It's not any different.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, I spent, and actually writing this book allowed me to see that pattern. And I somewhat knew it,
Mhm.
but I was like, oh my gosh, this is so huge in my life. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I was like, I get to choose what I want to
Yeah.
do with my life, or who I want to be is really, really the down and dirty of it.
Mhm.
And so, I had this restaurant and, it basically was killing me, and I was fighting against everything. I lost who I was. Um, it was all about making the next sale, making the best experience I could make for my customer. And I just forgot about myself and I fell asleep. And everything that I knew, I've always kind of been a spiritual person and I forgot everything.
Mhm.
And just the grind and making it the perfect restaurant in it all. But I knew deep down it wasn't right for me. And
Even though
I
that was your
was,
dream. Even though that
even
was
though
your
it was my
dream.
dream, I thought it was my dream.
Right, right.
So, and then that's okay. Where do I distinguish? Because even before that restaurant, when I decided I didn't want to be in corporate America anymore,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's it. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I've always wanted to do. Let's do it. Now, no waiting anymore. We're doing it. And there were some things along the way that just weren't adding up. They just weren't they weren't right
Okay.
in this whole deal of obtaining this restaurant. And I didn't listen to it.
Mm.
I didn't listen to all of the things because I had my sight on this outcome. I'm getting that. That's mine and I'm getting it, which there's not anything wrong with that. There's no wrong answers here, but it will take you in a path that you may not expect to go, as it did with me.
So
So, yeah.
even like I, saying that you had your sights set on exactly what you wanted. This is what I want. No matter what, I'm going to get it, which is what a lot of us feel like when we have that dream, that possibility that I'm going to do this, that what we think we're driven to do. I,
Mm-hmm.
much as
Yeah.
you, had the same, that's what I did, right? Like I did
Yes.
that. And
Yes.
I did, and I loved it. I did
Yes.
love it. And it transitioned like
Yes.
into, but you had said you've always been very spiritual. And you have a very, like, you taught me a lot about that, which kind of started me on my spiritual journey. Because I didn't
Mm-hmm.
understand a lot. I really didn't. I didn't understand a lot
Yeah.
about spirituality. Basically I knew about God and organized religion. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I knew. So that was
Mhm.
my
Mm.
outlook on things. So I was very sheltered from that. And you were someone that kind of brought to light those things to me. But when you had
Right.
said that, this kind of brought me to this place of, this is what I wanted. This was where I was going. And you were stuck on the outcome. This is the destination.
The destination.
And the journey was
Yes,
killing you. The journey was taking pieces of
absolutely.
you each and every day along the way.
Yes. When it was, I mean, it just seemed like nothing was working out. I was
Yeah.
covering shifts when my employees didn't show up. I was doing dishes. I was till 2 o'clock in the morning. It was, it was just
Yeah.
a nonstop grind. And that is not the life I wanted.
Mm-mm. Ugh.
I trained in being a sommelier. I also trained in being, a chef, but I was doing both at one point, but really selling wine was my love. I love selling wine and telling the story of wine. And I can sell wine like no tomorrow. But I wasn't doing any of that in this business. And so COVID hit and I tried to survive, 2020. It was March 17th of 2020. So we just passed that. And I was like, wow, here it is. St. Patty's Day of 2020 is when we were shut
Yeah.
down. The governor shut us down in North Carolina. And I tried to survive and it just wasn't happening. And I said to my chef, let's call it a day, man. I can't continue like this. It was just me and him at that point, and we were trying everything just to make payroll. And I said, that's it. We gotta, let's get the unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go.
Yep.
And I went home and I slept for 3 days. And it was all a blur. I mean, must have gotten up to go to the bathroom or
Yeah.
whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
I just remember after those 3 days waking up and going to the bathroom and looking in the mirror and just saying, I don't know who you are anymore. And I don't even like you. And it brings tears to my
Yeah.
eyes even
Mine. Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when I knew that I was not on the right path. And things shifted from there. I, I decided to go back to New York. I hadn't seen my family in 3 years, which that's where most of them were living. And got in the car. The roads were empty. And I just drove, and it was a wonderful trip. My cat Camellia. And, that really set the stage for finding myself again and
Mhm.
remembering who I am again.
And I
And
often say women aren't broken. They just need remembering. And we need to remember ourselves first. And when you said that, it is exactly like, yes, you were doing all the right things for what you thought you wanted. And there's nothing wrong with that. You didn't fail. You didn't, but see, that's where we get stuck in the labeling what's happening and being, oh, we
yes,
failed because we didn't go the way we thought it should
yes,
go. No,
yes,
that's not the truth.
yes,
The truth is that this part of
yes,
the journey was just now, this part is over. This chapter's closing, and now we're going this way, and we're getting to
yes,
see what is possible now moving
yes.
forward.
And that's actually the pause, right? It's
That's
like,
right.
it's not a failure. It's not a
Mm-mm.
space of failure. It's not a space of, it should be this way.
Yeah.
And it's just the pause to say, here's where I am,
Mhm.
not to judge,
No.
not to say, I don't like it here. And you don't have to like it
No.
there. It's not comfortable. Like I said, and society, I know, well, let me back up. Society teaches us to always be moving on this particular path.
Hmm.
And I knew that wasn't for me. I just knew deep down there wasn't. And one other thing, about 6 months before COVID hit, I was already moving to a space where this isn't working for me. Something has to be different. And I took on some partners, thinking that would, I needed to expand. I needed to be a part of the cocktail culture. My little wine bar needs to grow. And this was a way to do that. And let's be different because what I'm doing isn't working. And that partnership didn't really gel at all. I was so desperate to have something different that ended up in a lawsuit. And the 6 months, again, going back to the 6 months, um, I promised myself, so I've been a painter my entire life, practically since I was a kid. I went to Florence, Italy and studied, painting there. And it's just been in and out of my life. I call it the on again, off again relationship with painting because it never really fit. And from what society told me,
Mm-hmm.
you can't make a living as being a painter.
Right.
You can't, and actually I went as far as wanting to be an interior designer because you could make money, you could make a living being an interior designer, but even that wasn't my dream.
Yeah.
My cousin's girlfriend was going to school to be an interior designer and I really admired her and I was like, oh, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I went down the whole path.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting a degree in interior design. And the 6 months prior, I started feeling the call again to paint. And it is an inside call. It's an urge or a pull to do that. And I promised myself that if I had time, I was going to go back to painting, but this time I'm going to do it different. This time I'm not going to learn a specific technique. I wanted to create abstract paintings from expression. So yes, there are some techniques that I wanted to learn in that. There are definitely some lessons that you need to learn in that style of painting. So at that time, there were no classes for that. None in the Charlotte area, none that I could do.
Right.
And there was one online class that I found. And I just didn't have the time or the extra money to do it. And I promised myself if I ever had the time again, the next time I have the time, I will dedicate my time to painting.
Amazing.
In the abstract. And then COVID hit. Yeah. And during that, the world was on pause.
Yes, it was.
In the craziest way, which I find so fascinating to be living in that time.
Yes.
And it was just, I gave that promise to myself, or I remembered that promise, and I started doing it. And I just found then, online stuff, everything was everywhere. So you could choose from so many things.
Absolutely. And it didn't matter where in the world it was coming from. You got it, right? Everything was on our fingertips. Yeah. I know, right? But Christina, when you're saying that too, it's like, you say it with a smile. And I remember us talking time and time again, and your journey has taken you, your journey hasn't been straight you've had some curves, you've had some ups and downs, but it's always brought you to a place of growth in your own self to not stay stuck. Even, and
yes,
we all have moments when we need that stop, the pause, that allowing just the little movements, not the big, just to kind of reconnect with ourselves. But I think that is what the key is in all of this that you're talking about as well, is that reconnection back to yourself. Because when it's always over there with everybody else in the doing, the moment that disconnect comes from your trusting yourself, your alignment with yourself, and all of the outside stuff. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't create and do things outside of ourselves. Obviously, that is what we do, but we still have to have
That's
a
our
trusted.
humanness,
That's
right?
right.
That's our
And if
humanness.
our alignment and our trust and our purpose isn't all, if it's off, we know. And you said something too that made me think of your body told the universe told you this isn't working. And it
In
took
many ways.
COVID to say it's done.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right? Which was
Yes.
like a slap, like, because we all had
And
to.
you know what? I wasn't done. Even with COVID, even with that, I
Yeah.
wasn't done.
Yeah.
I went back, after my trip to New York, I went back and, I actually found a book by Dr. Joe Dispenza called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And I read that. It was an audiobook that I listened to the entire way back from New York. And that shifted everything for me as far as, he looks at he's a neuroscientist basically.
Right.
And he uses meditation to get out of the, I don't know the word I'm looking for here. Not to get out of anything, but to find who you truly are.
Right.
And so he had a 90-day program. I went back to North Carolina. I did that 90-day program in about 2 weeks. And, I just walked and I cleaned my house and I got it ready for sale. And then things started to open up after a couple of months and the governor loosened some things. And I was like, wow, I got to get back to work. And I had this whole plan. I changed the name of the restaurant. I called all my employees back. You're ready to go. And I sat and I remodeled a totally different model to fit what was happening at that time. Cause I think we could only serve like 25% of our capacity.
Right.
So I modeled this whole thing around that and, got all of this done. And then my father ended up in the hospital. And I sat back, and this is in New York, and I sat back and I was like, my sisters were calling me. I'm the oldest of 5. So my siblings were calling me and saying, you need to come back. And, we've got a lot to take care of here. So I dropped everything and I was like, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. Can't go back. So it took even another thing to finally say,
Yeah.
this isn't it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
and I don't, yeah.
It makes me giggle because it's true, right? We think COVID was, and then no, I'm going to keep going. I can do this. And the universe was like, yeah, but you're not. Right?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
not.
God's saying, wait a second here.
That's right. That's
you
right.
have other things to do.
Yeah. And and I'm a true believer in that, as you well know from my past. I am a true believer in that for sure. For sure. And I even look at that with my eye, like, how did it happen? There's no explanation why it happened. It just happened. Why did it happen at that time? Well, I can tell you.
I kind of see that as you get to see things differently,
Yeah.
You get to see things differently.
And I think, when I do this podcast and when I have guests on, such as yourself, women empowering other women to see what's possible, because this road might not mirror yours exactly, but there's going to be something, and there's going to be something in there that's going to say, oh my gosh, yes, I saw that. And it's not about the right or the wrong or it's Christina's way or my way. It's about the listening, and it's about the learning to listen to what's in here and your inner self, because it's not the destination. As much as we're focused on that, were focused on that restaurant, and that was your call, and that was what you needed. That was your focus, but it's not about the destination. And if anything, that's what this showed you, that your journey your journey
That's right.
is still
That's right.
on. Like, you still need to realize how important
It's ongoing.
it
It's
is ongoing.
ever ongoing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is the point of my book, basically, is because I don't have an outcome to speak of, I didn't make the millions and a successful artist showing my work in galleries and, international shows. I'm not there yet. And I almost didn't write the book because I'm not there. And it seems like everything on the internet, on YouTube, there's always the outcome that people are teaching. And I've been taught that that's how things sell, is you have a problem and you show them the outcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when I really looked at it, is that no, it's not.
Not the truth.
And when I really looked at it, it's like, wow, that's what I had been keeping myself stuck in, even in the last 5 years, is looking for that outcome and waiting for that outcome to do anything.
Yeah.
I haven't done my podcast because I don't have an outcome to teach anybody. And that's not what it's about. I really realized it's about, and I don't like the word the journey, but it's those little micro movements that we get to make and notice and live in every moment of this human life.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do. And whether that takes you on an experience, that seems like left field, or you create a shitty painting, or you cook without a recipe. That's another aspect of the book.
Yeah.
Is, just do it.
Letting go of the perfection and the outcome, the knowing, and the uncertainty we all want certainty. We all want certainty. We all want to know. And I got to say, the same thing happened with me when I was on the journey of coaching. And you know this because you were with me on those steps. And it was like, okay, keep stepping. Oh, you're learning. No, you're just not getting out of your own way. Because I wasn't ready to. And that's okay. That's okay.
Right.
And you said, you don't like the word journey. I can't think of a better way to say it, but my journey, my purpose, my intention has never been more strong in my life and more aligned because I've allowed myself that learning time and that growth time and those micro movements and those, healing the inside wounds of things that I never knew I had to heal. Right. Because again, as women, I didn't have time. I was raising children. I had a salon. I was busy. I had to do what I had to do. Well, that's just bullshit as far as I'm concerned. We don't have to do anything.
It is. And you had to do what you had to do in that during that time. Yeah. And that's the asleep, right? That's when we're asleep. Mm-hmm. And we get to wake up to who we truly are.
Yeah.
And we were asleep in the hypnotic rhythms of what society tells us to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it happens, and that's okay that it happens, but we always have the opportunity to wake back up again and remember who we are.
And
She's
that
never
growth,
gone.
Right? That growth. And we're not. We are always there. Women don't need fixing. They need remembering. And we get to remember who we are. We get to remind each other of who we are.
Yep.
Because when I said to you about the part, you said, it's about time. Because you saw it and you saw something just like, and I say that to you, I see you. When you have people in your life that can truly see who you are, who can see you as the perfect, whole and complete version of yourself, and those people are here to help you, to guide you, to support you, to love you through it, that's when
Yeah.
the magic happens for me, because each and every woman that
Yes.
I've had on this podcast since I've chosen this like this place that I'm in now, and I've chosen these steps, and I've never felt more in touch and aligned and connected with people, because we're all in it for the same reason. We're all in it to
Yeah.
show each other the love and the support and the safety
Yeah.
in how much more beautiful things are when you have a community of women around you that can empower you and support you and love you through no matter what it is, with no judgment,
Right. Yes, for
with no
sure.
judgment. And you are always,
Yeah.
you've been that one person that I've always had in my life with no judgment. You have, and I'm the same for you with no judgment.
Mhm.
You are somebody that is so amazing to talk to and to listen to, honestly. Like, and I can't wait till this book comes out, Christina.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't, because I think
Yeah.
this is
So
just a beautiful thing for you.
yeah, yeah. And I never saw it coming. I really didn't. It was like, oh, I was watching this. Well, wasn't watching. I actually learned about this program. And, right now I'm kind of in another transition,
Yeah,
and I'm out in Washington State helping my aunt, who has Alzheimer's. So I've kind of shifted my whole,
yeah,
life to be around her and help her. And as I'm out here, I don't have my paints. I am, I'm cooking, but I'm not cooking to like I normally do, where I can sell my quiches and I can sell my goodies
yeah,
to my sister's store, at my sister's store, and
yeah.
um, have those opportunities. I don't have any of that here.
Mhm.
So I was looking at this program and it was just too expensive. And it was last month, I was sitting there, watching YouTube, and an ad came up and it was half price. And I said, I'm going to try it. 30 days.
Yeah,
30-day experiment. Let's try it. So I clicked the button, bought it and got in the program, and there's a button, create your ebook. So I went, let's try that.
right
So I tried
on.
it. Oh my gosh. So it is AI supported, but what that did, it's almost like my own ghostwriter. And what that did was it interviewed me,
Mhm.
asking all of these questions. So I answered all of the questions. And next thing I know, I have this 10-page or 10 chapter book. And I was like, holy cow. Did I type it all out? No, but it's my words. It's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
writing.
exactly, exactly. And now,
It's
and you
my
get to,
story.
yes, it's your story. And every woman needs
Yes.
to tell their story. Your story is so
Yes.
empowering. We need to hear each other's stories. We need to be able
Yes.
to share our hardest times. And it doesn't mean we have to have been through it. I don't know what's on the other side of this. You don't know what's on the other side of this, but I do know that with every step we take it with love and purpose. It's going to be in line with what you're going to do and
Right.
your journey or your
Right.
path, or however
Right.
you want to say. But
Right.
you also do something else, which is really cool, which I would like you to talk about too, is where you go in the summer season and you work with, because, you know,
Oh, yes.
it is really
Yeah.
cool. Like, I wanna learn so much more. I'd love to
Yeah.
come. I'd love to come and visit, even if it's just
Yes.
for, doesn't matter what it's for, but I would love to see it because I hear so much about it and I never knew about it until you started, spending some time
I
there.
didn't either. So this was a couple of years ago. So I am a seasonal staff employee or seasonal staff at the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York. And we're a holistic educational center where people come from all over the world to teach workshops and retreats and everything from spirituality to microbiome to science to trauma to the arts. And
Amazing.
it's really fascinating. I work directly with the faculty that come in. And I work with people like Eckhart Tolle and Elizabeth Gilbert and some big people who come. And it's just been a joy. But the biggest shift for me was that we live there and we work there. So I live in community for 6 months out of the year in a little trailer, which I love.
Yeah.
And living in community. And it's the community that I have always dreamt of. I didn't know this lifestyle existed. And it's changed my whole world as far as what society has taught me about the way we should live. You should buy your own house. You should, and this community has been going on. Omega has been in existence going on 75 years.
Wow.
Not 75, 50 years. It was in 1977, I believe. Yeah, that's when it started.
Wow.
So this isn't new. It just wasn't in my existence.
Right.
And seasonal staff has been a part of Omega since then, since 1977. And it's just something I had no idea
I think
about.
it's just incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And it's definitely, I'm going back again in May. So I just love it. It's my family, and it's a place where I can truly be me.
Which I just love
And
that.
I
love that.
love it.
I do.
Mhm.
I think that's amazing because
Mhm.
I think that that's something
It
we
really is.
all deserve to have in our lives, where we can be
Mhm.
truly be me.
It is, and it's about being open because it was scary. I was
Oh,
like, I don't know how I can pull this off when I first applied, but let me just tell you, I had been applying for jobs for 2 years with no response, either a rejection or no response. And I
right.
have a pretty extensive background, a professional
Absolutely.
background. It's not like I was going,
Mhm.
to be a brain surgeon or something. It was all in line with my
Yes.
background.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on? And then one day, so I followed this artist. She's from Portland. And I just love her work, her style at that time. And I looked her up to do a workshop or something of hers. And she had a couple of them. They were totally sold out. And then I noticed there was one in Omega Institute, which I've heard about this place before. I'd
Right.
never been to any of their workshops there. It's about 4 hours from where I grew up in New York. And I just, there was something about it. And I saw a ticker at the top of the website. I looked it up, ticker at the top that said seasonal staff positions. And I was like, come join us or something like that. So I
Right.
click on it and I found the faculty support position. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so me. And I applied. I heard within a week. They hired me within the next week.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Right. I know. I remember when you got that, you were like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. But honestly, and you've gone back year after year, which is just incredible.
Mhm.
Which is
Mhm.
incredible. And there's
Yeah.
people like Gabby Bernstein, like
Yes, she's
she's
coming
gonna
this
be there
season. Yep.
too this season. And
Mhm.
what I mean,
Yep.
I think she's just wonderful. I just started really listening to her podcast on a regular basis but anyway, um, I am so happy for you, Christina. I just see that,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
happy for you. I mean, I'm
um,
loving what you're doing,
thank
and I
you.
love that you're sharing women's stories. And yes, and I just wanted to point out, I'm not sure if we're closing soon here. I'm keeping an eye on the time, but going back to my book a little bit, and it's
Yes.
called Awake Again, Wake Up, Make a Mess, and Create a Life You Never Knew Was Possible. And in this, I have exercises, a shitty painting practice.
Right.
And there's one exercise, it's actually a known artist exercise, but
Okay.
I love it because it totally gets you out of your head and out of the space of overthinking and analyzing, and it's beautiful.
Okay.
And I think we should do it right
Let's
now.
do it.
Just to show the
How long
viewers,
will it
because it's
take?
really fun and quick. So you'll need just a blank piece of paper.
Did it have lines? I have a lined piece.
You could do that. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And a pen or a marker or something that you can write with. So I want you to put that paper on the desk or in your lap.
Yep.
You're not going to be looking at it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'd like you to draw me what you see. So you're going to put the pen in the paper and you're not going to look at it.
Okay.
And you're not going to lift the pen at all. It's one continuous line. So you're going to draw my face and I'm going to draw yours.
Okay.
With this one continuous line. So we'll just take a couple of minutes to do that.
All right.
Ready?
Here we go, everyone.
Yep.
Look up.
Yep. Don't look at the page.
Don't look at the page. But
one continuous line.
Hold on, one continuous line. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Let me, I feel bad, but I did look. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me go again. Hold on. I need another piece of paper. Sorry. I looked because I'm using marker and I'm getting it on my quartz countertop, and that was freaking me out.
Oh.
So let's be honest. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Because my husband would kill me. Okay. Let me start again. Let's go. One.
Okay, wait. I'll start again too. I'll start again too.
All right, here we go.
Just flip mine. Okay, ready? Go. So you're not lifting the pen.
No.
You're not looking. You're just looking at the shapes. Okay. And just drawing these shapes.
We all know that Vicki doesn't like to do anything unless it's really good.
There you go. That's the lesson.
Right?
Okay, what you got? Ready? Show me. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good.
I love this. This is the best thing ever.
And you know what? Look what we're doing. We're laughing.
Yes.
You're not judging yourself like what? Oh, you know?
No, and I'm going to write Christina on this. With a heart. That's my friend. That's my friend. Oh, I love it.
And I have that as a daily practice, but it's also part of the loosening up to the shitty painting practice. And I actually created a PDF because I have several exercises within the book just to kind of move. You're just trying to move. That's it. And how do you feel right now after doing that?
Oh, I feel great. Like, I really do. I feel happy. I feel connected too, like, right? And it's like, how do you see? And your picture of me, my glasses, that's my thing, right? I always have right? And your thing to me, obviously being a stylist too, your hair, your eyes. I was hoping to get your eyes. I'm not really sure, but you know, but yeah, you're just your beautiful self, right? And it does. This is amazing, Christina. I love this. Yeah. So when will your book be available for people?
Well, it should be available, as soon as this podcast is available. That's my goal. Okay. So I do have a PDF that I'd love to have linked, in the description.
Absolutely.
That is a paint like no one's watching. Yeah, that's what that's called. And I pulled the exercise from the book to just get that started and a little introduction about myself.
Paint like no one's watching. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Like dance like no one's watching. I love that. Oh, yeah.
So there'll be a couple of bonuses with that too. Well, with the book.
Yeah.
And you can sign up for, if it's not ready, you can sign up for the wait list.
Okay, perfect. So we'll have all of that in the show notes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christina. And Christina's going to be back because,
Thank
we're going to
you.
have to hear about her summer adventures at Omega this year, because I think that that's just
Yes.
really cool too. So
Yes.
thank
And
you for taking the
it's
time.
definitely an adventure
It
every
is. And I
year.
love listening to your thoughts and your feelings around it all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. I just love your soul. I love who you are and
I,
all that you create. I think it's just a beautiful thing. So thank you. Even though we didn't
yeah.
get to catch up
I love
this
you
year in
too, and I
person,
love everything you're doing.
thank you.
Yes, I hope
Thank
you
you.
can make it to Omega,
Me
and
too. Me too. I'm going
yeah,
to do my best to try and get there to visit you for sure. Well, thank you
yeah.
everyone for listening, and know that everything you need to know about Christina, her socials, her book, her PDF, everything will be in the show notes, linked in the show notes. If this resonated with you, these little small shifts in what we've talked about today, please subscribe, share this with your friends, because what our goal is to let women know that they are unstoppable. And we can change this world with one woman at a time. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. We'll see you soon. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Art of Being Unstoppable. Remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and your power is limitless. If you love today's conversation, subscribe, share it with the women in your life, and leave a review to help more women discover their unstoppable selves. I'm Vicki McDougall, and I'll see you in the next episode, because your journey to unstoppable starts now.